There is only one indigenous broadcaster championing the cause for the restoration of Biafra. Biafra Human Rights Radio. Of course, unstoppable and remains the beacon of truth. It has been so since yesterday, and it is today and forever.
Land of the rising sun, we love and cherish. Beloved homeland of our brave heroes. We must defend our lives or we shall perish. We shall protect our hearts from all our foes. But if their prize is dead for all we hold dear, then let us die without a shred of fear. Hail to Biafra, consecrated nation. O fatherland, this be our solemn pledge. In our blood we count a privilege. The way from this ordeal and through the crucible unscathed will pass. When we are poised the wounds of battle to heal, we shall remember those who died in mass. Then shall our trumpets build the glorious song of victory. Oh God, protect us from the hidden pitfall. Guide all our movement lest we go astray. Give us the strength to hear the humanist call, to give and not to count their cost each day. Bless those who rule to serve with resoluteness, to make this climb a land of righteousness.
The Bible clearly shows where the true Israelites are and where the Messiah is going to gather his people. Judah, he's going to gather from the four corners of the earth. But the other tribes, he will gather from beyond the rivers of Cush in Africa.
Like a candle in the night that came and blew us away.
And like a thief in the night, they came and stole it away.
We've been under bondage for so long, we need a light.
All the Biafrans should stand up, rise up for your freedom.
It's a freedom song.
Freedom song, and together we save our land.
Yeah, no.
Freedom song, and together we save our land.
Yeah, for more religion, believe in nature, culture, now we are no one. So no more free things, we gotta go.
Our tradition is live and let live, but they are killing us now. We need to
See this land is been red and black to it. To make it work out, we need to be like Paul.
Fighting for freedom.
future of the children, the hope of the rising. We will keep on believing and fighting to the end of time. We can't really walk.
Hey. Babylon them walkers of iniquity, brutality them can never see. The rising of the sun.
The futures of tomorrow. Now give them the strength they need. Freedom song. Freedom.
I would say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you good night depending on your time zone. This is still Radio Biafra Extra, and we are streaming live through Biafra Human Right and Freedom radio station. This very platform is being anchored by Diokba Uche Ukafomefo. He hails from Abatete in Anambra State, Biafra land. He is the man who has assured us that he will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. This is one truth I do not expect everyone to understand the mindset behind it, but one day you shall. I am George ONYIBE and I come from Agbo, Anoma province to be precise, Delta State, Biafra land. As customary demand on this platform, I acknowledge every member of the de facto customary government. These are body of pro-Biafran group with different ideology, but with one target. One target. Some believe in constitutional amendment, and then you have those who want constitutional review, devolution of power, restructuring of Nigeria. We may all have different agenda, but what drives us is that desire to see our people become the author of their destiny. It is headed by Alhaji Asare Dokubo, deputized by our sister Rita Anebogo. I must sincerely appreciate members of the parliament. I appreciate and acknowledge members of the Biafran Republican Party. Of course, maybe it's too early to begin to unfold some of these things. The media section, all of the executive body, you are all highly appreciated. It's just a matter of time people will understand the role you are playing. And of course, I move on to acknowledge members of the de facto customary government. These are men and women who discovered atrocity, evil in disguise, deception, criminality, and they choose, if it means to stand alone, even if it is death himself, they choose to stand by the side of the truth to protect the interests of our people. Most of you are not seeing it very clearly, but one day you will understand. Acknowledge the administrators across the globe, acknowledge the media department, acknowledge the board of trustees. You are all doing well. Do I start from Okomokom, Ancient Man, Chukunonso, Agongwanye, Ada Biafra, Daddy in the Lord Mazu Bidio Bienu, Dr. Okado, Dr. Uchenanwo Kenkwo? How many? Because it's impossible for light to win this battle in the end. And of course, as always, our misguided brothers, indigenous people of Nandekano. Yourself now. The sheep is just close to you. Leave that place. Because it's just a matter of time. This is for you to apply your heart to wisdom. Your numbers are greatly reducing on this platform because I have most of you who are beyond redemption. And for those of you who are still here, let me allow you to be here for a while. Tell China Sanworu to help you open another Facebook account. You see, it is too late. Your evil will not prosper in Biafra land. We will follow you bomber to bomber till truth prevail. And for those of you who are sleeping and trying to look how you can justify and condemn our action, you are not a worry to us. We're not bothered about what you feel now. But we can only pray that your heart will not fail you when the truth will eventually break the camel's back. We're going to follow a lot of turn. A lot of things are going to happen. Believe me, we are not in a hurry. We are not in a hurry. Some of them said, leave them 2 weeks, they're going to fizzle out. You are to where? We are fizzled already. So where are you fizzling to? Anyway, indigenous people of Nnamdi Kanu, your duty is to character assassinate. God that made all the people of He shall be with all of you. And so acknowledge, for He alone is worthy of our praise. Chukwu nedema o, Chineke nedema, olilanya ndị nsọ nedema o, ọmaka isibi wale nedema, ezi Chineke mo. Narị ekele o gbenine anya n'elu ụwa le o, narị ekele o gbenine. You see. And of course, without wasting much of our time, we go to our topic this evening, which is simply titled The Unavoidable Consequences of Our Actions. The unavoidable consequence of our actions. The end result of every activity is backed up by consequence. And those who have this understanding are very careful in the way they function. Consequence. Maybe you see it as a reward. Every of our action, every of our not that in ourselves we are weak, and eventually we are nobody except we make somebody to be somebody. We practically understand the consequence of our actions, so we are very careful. Those people with this mindset, they go far in life and they don't make mistake. Have you ever tried to wonder what took developed countries to where they are today? Have you ever tried to wonder? We talk about America today. I could, without apology, tell you that America is built on the blood of innocent people. But at the same time, somewhere along the line, good men like George Washington, like Abraham Lincoln, people with vision, people who understand that this life cannot be built by mothers and not pricing, they try to dilute it. Of course, racism is still there, and there are certain things you should not even talk about because you're going to offend somebody, one of the god, the demigod. But there was something that propelled the greatness of America. And let me tell you, until America, for instance, repent from some of their obnoxious actions, attitudes, believe me, they have their reward. It's applicable to every organization. You can talk about NATO, you can talk about United Nations, you can talk about any organization. They know what they are doing. And you see, one truth we cannot be able to comprehend or accept is when you look at the greatness of Russia, you look at the greatness of China and Japan, you look at the achievement of India, you look at the level Israel has gone to, development wise, you see how America have been able to project themselves. You think, oh my God, these people are going to be there forever. I tell you, you don't understand how this world goes. There is a God that sits in heaven and presides over the affair of man. He alone decides who live and who die. And I remind you once again that kingdom rise and kingdom fall. Most of those kingdoms never consider their as a black man. If you know the history, the achievement of your ancestors and how they lost their way, you will understand that even at this stage we shall rise again. But then we must be very careful of what we do. For this reason, without this knowledge, you see what they do to you. They make you defile the very process, the very system that gives you the strength and the capacity to become who you truly are. You won't understand. Let me not go further. Kingdom rise and kingdom fall. There were times you hear about the Babylonians, the Medians and the Persians. There were times you hear about the great Romans. But where are they today? Where is the great Alexander? Where are they today? Where are the great Xerxes? Where are during the dynasty of the Cotton Kingdom? Where are they? Kingdom rise, kingdom fall. All is guided by single principle: our actions today. Everyone who understands this should be careful. A family that understands this implication, they never go down. They never go down. Look at certain family instance. You see, generation after generation, they continue to prosper. You see, they are like trees planted by the rivers of water. They bring forth their fruit in each season. If you go to the book of Psalm, read that verse, you will see conditions that will help you to be prepared to receive the consequence of your action. Blessed are the man that did this. Blessed are the man that does that. Blessed are the man. At the end of these conditions, he told you the ripple effect, the vibrating effect for your actions. Now, let's come down before we continue. I have seen some family, very wealthy, and I begin to trace them back from generation to generation. You see, these are lineage of wealthy people. And then there is still another family. Most of you listening to this broadcast will see it's like that in your family. Somebody will tell you, your great grandfather, they used to be very rich, very, very rich. How come you become poor? It is the consequence of the action you are reaping today. You are very rich, you have very wealthy ancestors. Why did that wealth not touch you? Did you not know that Abraham was rich, wealthy in substance? Did you not notice that Abraham passed on this greatness to his son Isaac? Did you not notice when everybody was barren, Isaac continued to prosper? And even when Isaac had Esau and Jacob, not both of them chosen by God, but did you know that Esau was so great that if in their human people have to recognize genealogy. until you get to David, until you get to Joseph, and then who betrayed Mary, and so on. It transcends. All these are by the consequence of the action. If anybody sowed to the wide wind, of that same wind they reap corruption. And that is why when he got to the stage where King David family, somewhere along the line, sowed to the wide wind, they were cut off. The throne in Egypt were cut off. And then they got to a particular point. God have to choose a woman to replace a man. You will not understand. What am I saying? If your great grandfather were wealthy, why are you a beggar? Why are you a pauper? It's for you to see the consequence of action and be guided. Advise yourself, because it doesn't end here. It will not end on social media platform. It will not end on top of Onitsha Head Bridge. It's not going to end inside one Nigeria. It is going to follow all of us for a very long time. And so whatever you do, make sure you are guided. I want you to check most towns, cities today. Go to Ibadan, for instance. You will see buildings that are dated over 100 years. And it will amuse you. Try and find out who are the children of such people. You will see most of their children are conductor. Some are agbulu, impounding building materials from one site to another. Some are drug addicts. Go to River State and another case study. Maybe within the Ishiokpo houses, maybe within the Maiwan, Borokiri houses, D-line houses, you will see building. Most of them dated over 114 years. There was one I saw some time ago. It was built in 1914, and the family are still maintaining it. And it's evidence that that family, the wealth transcended. Go to different communities for you to know that wealth transcend. The family you see that owns a great house, one of the outstanding building in the ancient time, still standing today. Watch them. The wealth transcended. But those who, most of them are wealthy, you cannot tell. They only tell you story. But why? Because somebody did not check the consequence of his action. Let me come back home a little bit. I like to use myself as an example, not because I need you me, so that I will not lie about another person. Now, when you come to my mother's lineage, she is from the royal family. In fact, my grandmother that gave birth to my mother, she is the last Omo of Umunede. She is called Inyese. Of course, it's another name for Omo. They are royal. Something happened. They were not their father and mother lived in Abo, and they passed on. They have property in Abo, and so the children did not bother to go back to Umunede. And then many years later, they saw the need to go back to their village because the sons are getting old. Somehow you need to reunite. Remember, they need to be member. And so they went home. It was shocking when they got home. Their father compound had been converted to a market square. The Obo Mode you hear of. And this should be in the late 80s. And they went to the king, their brother, and said, this land is our father compound, and now it is the major market for the community. We need our land back. And the king said, no, it's not possible. The finance, economic strength of this village come from here. But why am I saying this? They decide to relocate my family to another land. This is transcending of wealth. They restored everything back to my family. But most of you today, whose father are politicians, they rob us, they loot us, they destroy us, they impoverish us, they emasculate us, they subjugate us. Just a little while, so you understand why you need to begin to behave yourself. Because whether we are here or we are not here, including me, including you, all of us should get ready for the consequence of our actions. Where are their children? They went to good school, fine. They go from one nightclub to another, fine. They drive the most expensive cars, fine. But it will not end in 3 generations. You won't see them again. There was one politician, those politicians of the 80s, who mingled with the military in their own regime. Most of them were stinkly rich as far as you play the zombie for the military. They made wealth unimaginable. We went to work on one estate, and when we got there, there was one of these building in this estate, very beautiful. I mean, very rough, very bushy. It looked like dustbin. And then other buildings are beautiful, decent. And then I asked one of the security in that estate, I said, why is this house like this? The man said, now God Pekin, they stay there. How could my father own this estate with over 300 buildings in one compound in the heart of Port Harcourt? And then your son supposedly live here. Close to the building, I secure everything, and I see the guy is a drug addict. All he knows is wake up in the morning, he takes drug, and then even know who pay him rent and who don't pay him rent. You see, the security his father's employed and placed there, they become the landlord of the house. You know the painful thing? It is the security now that help to give this guy drug so that he was alive today. He would be looting and say, for my children, for my children, for my children. My dear, the greatest investment you can have for your children, your family, your your descendant after you are long gone, it is going to be measured by what you do today. In other words, those of you who are busy sending other people children to carry gun, you are busy blackmailing people, you are busy promoting every form of atrocity, and somewhere along the line you think you are going to escape it. Let me remind you, let us come back home a little bit. Let me not digress further. Each time we complain about our bastardized value that have led to almost total destabilization of our community, this is because the consequence ripple effect will affect everyone negatively, I must tell you. Based on the current happening, it is imperative we review areas where we are bound to face a very unpleasant consequence, and the need why every one of us must renew our approach to issues if we know that we are not in line. Just few days ago, Willie Obiano, the immediate past governor of Anambra State, organized an inauguration to hand over to the new governor, Soludo Chukuma. In that very occasion, was supposed to have a very, free and fair inauguration service. What happened? And then another mother want to remove the scarf of another mother, and because according to the news, what made Bianca to slap Obiano's wife is because Obiano's wife want to remove her scarf in a public event, and she received a slap, and maybe she slapped Bianca back. But let's look at it. If we were cautious of our actions, do you think the like of these two people should even behave this way. Something is wrong somewhere. Whatever engineered the slapping competition, it did that somewhere. Ripple effect of our actions. Willie Obiano's wife is a respected or a reputable woman. As a wife of honor, she should be respected and she should be able to coordinate herself. If I look at all the president or governor we have had in this country, I tell you the truth, the only genuine mother among them is Goodluck Ebere, Jonathan's wife. I'm telling you. You know, some of you make fun of her English. Not only you waka come, stop listening, looking at the English and making fun of it. Try and listen to the heartbeat of a mother. Willie Obiano's wife stand up and then slap the Ojukwu wife, or then maybe say ashawo. It does not end there. And for almost 2 days now, it is the topic of the day. Oh, slapping competition. How will I see the slap? Call us and tell us. And then everybody are analyzing. Some will support Bianca. Some will support Biano's wife. Everybody have their different view. But in the midst of your own opinion or view, let me tell you what is at stake. Why we must understand that there are unavoidable consequences for all we do. And so first of all, they make mockery of the Igbo nation. You're not seeing it that way. Second of all, they disgrace our culture and tradition. I do not think in the right senses that Willie Obiano's wife should slap Ojukwu wife. For God's sake, there are people you overlook. Look at them, you say, if not for the respect I have for your father, if not for the respect I have for your family. You see. But it did not start that day. That was the privilege for the manifestation of what has been happening. Should I analyze both of them? All of you will be ashamed. But it has happened. It has happened. But they have ushered us into a new atmosphere. In your widest dream, do you think Hausa woman, any of these Hausa governors or Hausa wife or president will behave that way? We do get sense. Because we are not looking at the consequence of our action. Who controls who now? Evil rules the day. Very unfortunate. The consequence of that action that day, you will see the ripple effect in the nearest future. Look at our culture. Before our very eye, it is being destroyed by our very. Because now they kind of want to give us freedom. I punk, or you're right, caricature, mock them. The ripple effect. We look at the issue of Willie Obiano, for instance. Willie Obiano did his inauguration service today. His flight is waiting for him that evening. He's still in detention. They have moved Willie Obiano to Abuja. Now, why is he running? Why is Willie Obiano running? He was playing smart. So his plan is immediately hand over to Chukwu Masurudo, then he run. Pew. He has not completed the airport. The one he did, the little rain that fell has almost destroyed every zinc in almost every department. He's running. Where is he running? When he was governor, he's in Anambra, very comfortable. So you're not a governor, you can't stay in this mess for one day. Even one day, you are running to America. Who built America? If a president of America, Donald Trump, for instance, leave office and run to Nigeria, you want to suspect him? They are still in their control of them. But let me tell you the consequence of your action. You are beginning to repeat, and it will come all of you, both Yoruba, both Hausa, both Fulani, all of you feeding on the misery of the people. You may enjoy temporary victory. This hulo balo you are causing will boomerang. Just a matter of time. But for those of you who have not gone far in this path of destruction and calamity, you can still come back. That is why we are here. You are a governor, you become God. You steal, you rob, you oppress people. With the fraudulent constitution, you destroy everybody, and then you want to run. Is Willow be not the William robber, but you are a target already. Mistaken identity. They hold him. He's not going to go out there. They will empty his account. Review have started, and if Soludo is kind enough, Soludo will help him out. And that is if Willie Obiano is humble enough. You see, he's going to reap the consequence of his action. And whether Soludo help him or not, it is still going to tell on the people. Their children will suffer for it. All of them. We are watching. We are watching. All these great people you are hearing, from Obasanjo to Buhari down to Ibrahim Babangida, all of you who made our life miserable, where are your children? They are heritors. The consequence of your action. They will spend your money. Go and ask Atiku. Go and ask Gowon. Gowon daughter is richer than almost a whole River State. Gowon daughter is richer than the whole of River State. But she cannot be Gowon. And her children can never be Gowon children. All of you, God has a way of paying everybody back. But we seem not to notice it. We seem not to notice it. Why am I saying this? You are a governor in Biafra land. You are a president from Biafra. You are a councillor or chairman, member of the National Assembly or House of Representatives. You go there and you feed on our misery. And you think you are going to enjoy it. Let me go back to Agbo, where I come from. The governor of Delta State is from Agbo. I know he merits his position, politics or no politics, because we are not that much involved in politics. And so among the few that are in politics, I think he's outstanding. We had a meeting one day and people were discussing it. Okowa, Governor Okowa is projecting his son to become the next Jagaban. So maybe he will be a member of the National Assembly this 2023. No, Okowa's first son is going to contest for governor of Delta State. Okowa will go to the National Assembly, having served in the House of Rep. And then the people complain. Our people complain is not only in Children Day, he won't go to national. Then he won't put his son as governor. They won't put their family like this. And I said, well, that is not the right thing to do. But do we have qualified people? Let's look at it. If we do not have qualified people more than his son, I think we should support him until we are ready. But if we know we are not qualified politically to match the level of his son, let's support him. Because whether you are there, whether the son is there, if we are not together, we can't benefit from any of you. And the man that was championing this matter asked a simple question, and it's gonna true. You may be a lawyer, but you just called to the bar. Which day? You've not even represented a single case in the, and then you now feel you should be governor. My brother, go and look for people who have been there and learn from them. And when you are well tutored, nurtured, you understand what goes up and what comes around, then you can come out and say this. I say, but this way you are going, if you move that way, they will break you, because you become a to all of them in the end. Now, why am I bringing this? If you come on now things that the politics of Iwere boy is a very wealthy man, over wealthy is worrying Iwiribo. But it's gone now. Where is the wealthiness? In his compound, he has 4-story building, 5-story building. Very wealthy man. Has sons and daughters. But where are they? But I pray God will wave away justice to our evil ancestors away from our life. Obiano has finished. Now he will be under the watchdog of the Nigerian government. They are going to lick him very well. Who will help him? Who will help him? So those of you who are supposed to help us, and you are doing what you are doing, please go and find out people like Simon Bakwe. They didn't spend their life looting every looting. They are dead, yet they live among us. Go and ask people like Ambrose Ali, one-time governor of Bendet. Ambrose Ali lived about maybe 10 buildings away from my home in Abu. Those of you who know Mariri and Isede. In Isede family house, that is where Ambrose Ali live. I was even thinking he's Abu man then as a child. But he was the governor. Almost every evening, when I'm going to the stream to water, I always see the man with his glass. Our governor. No escort, no police in that house. Because he didn't have a house, but he's a governor. Ambrose Ali died and didn't have a house, nowhere to bury him. But he's a governor. In Bendet State, he built over 365 schools. Was it a wonder when they say Ambrose Ali University? He did not have a house, but if you build over 365 higher institutions. And when he died, people say no. It cannot be like that. He was taken to the mortuary. They bought a land, built a bungalow, they gave him a befitting burial. Though his regime, he was arrested after the throne of Alhaji Shehu Shagari. He was tortured till he went blind even before he died. They lied against all of them. What are the like of these people? Are we going to talk about one-time governor of Rivers State? Why did I forget the name of this man? And one day in Maitere, then he went to buy some goose in Maitere, and I saw somebody, they were pushing his 504. Then, and I said, who is this man? He said, I'm a governor before. Everybody was loving him. It's not as if he's poor. He came down to the level of a people. And that's why I love Peter Obi. And Peter Obi should not soil himself, mingle with Atiku. Peter Obi, mingle with your people. You are exceptional. If I see Peter Obi on the social media platform, if I read the biography and the achievement of Peter Obi, I'm not you is an angel. Every opportunity I have had to cross his way, this guy is just like a granite seller. Very humble human being. Maybe he has invisible bodyguard, but he's as free as anybody. He works in the market as if he's one of the motor pass seller. He buy pure water as you buy. He live a very simple life. And sometimes when we are in the meeting, I look at P2B, I begin to ask myself, you mean this one man was once a governor? My understand that your action today, it has consequence. Was he not a governor of one Anambra State? Why did he not run to Jamaica? Oh, sorry, he didn't have money to run. Everything you do. Why I'm saying all these things is to create scenario for you to get the truth. Because this Biafra agitation, all of you robbing us, feeding on our blood and our misery, with the intention that you are going to, all this thing will go away, is going to end. You lie. It's not going to end the way you think. Some of you are selling us. You have collected money. You want to change the narrative. You are distracting us. You keep the brain of the people down. My brother, are you ready for the consequence? Because it's going to come. Don't let anybody deceive you. We need to review most of these things because it is important. It is very important that we understand that our actions has consequence. The danger is enormous. So much. Who will save us? Who will advise us as a people so that we understand that everything we are doing now, the consequence must come. The consequence must come. Yeah, it is trending. Child soldier. Child soldier. I never threatened bright chimneys. I told them, all of them, I know where their family is staying because they are toiling with my family. Now the Kano came on social media and published the name of the school my son attend. And he said, this is where the school. This is where the school, after they will be claiming. I made a publication. It's on my Facebook wall. They are threatening to know the location of my son because I know how they function. Is it once? Is it two? Is it the one I cannot say on air? Because I really know if I'm having problem, I should know where he's coming from. And I swear to Almighty God, all of you make that mistake. What I will do to all of you in Biafra land, I swear to God, you are not ready for it. They know. I told them, if I see your shadow around me, I'm not in diaspora. I'm in Biafra land. I didn't come here to kill anybody. We came to support so that this injustice should be removed. I know the consequence of my actions. It shall be well with me, even without your prayers. And then Brian came out and tell you, hey, wait, they want to kill my children. Hey, wait, Judge ONYIBE have threatened. Uchemefor have threatened. Matthew have threatened. Ijele have threatened. Everybody have threatened. And then Mugu zombie like you send his son to Canada, Ndiara. Oh, he now came and made broadcast. Tell them my children are where we cannot reach them. Judge ONYIBE, you can't reach my children. You be idiot. My mother have 10 boys and 1 girl. I am the first son. I have a brother in Canada. And any other idiot place all of you want to. And they are in IPOB. They are watching all of you. I would have said, ask Audio Guinea. Most of you don't know my brother in South Africa is a formidable Biafran. Idiots everywhere. They are looking at you. Be telling them how you are going to kill me. Idiots everywhere. You can see some other people and deceive them. The consequence of all your actions are coming. That is why some idiots say, hey, that cussing on the canon, he can cussing on the canon. Very hopeless people. Because we are not telling you what we are going through. It's because we want the canon to come out. That Atelog will dance. That dance to the spirit. He will dance it except he repent. Because we know the consequence of our action. And wait all of us. And we will gladly accept our fate already. Look at them. He took his to abroad and he come on social media and boast, I am not this one. They only charge me for transmitter. Are you not the one? This mountain transmitter bright Jimmy is here. Thunder that will fire all of you is Jimmy. Benjamin Madubugu is terrorizing the whole Anambra with unknown government. Are you telling me Nigerian government don't know? Then you come out and sit down in the court. And we are doing right to self-determination. Your right to self-determination now is taking away our right. And most of you cannot see the consequence of this criminality, the negative effect. And you want us to sound like a reverend father. For God's sake, we don't need your approval. We need to continue hitting on the truth until it is ripe and the apple will fall from the tree. Looking on terrorism. When we started, we have volunteer. Volunteer play a very disciplined role. They act more like a surveillance. When we started IPOB movement on ground, our volunteer instruction was simple. Nigerians said no more IPOB meeting. We said freedom of association is our right. We must hold the meeting. One of my factory there in Eneka, River State was a meeting venue. The volunteer duty is to line up all the way from Atali to Eneka. They wear a unique uniform. What is their job? I told them, as we are doing this meeting on open field, Nigerian police or army may attack us. We are not violent people. None of you should. I will volunteer myself to give to them. But the only thing is video them. We continue our meeting. We organize our volunteer. And do you know, honestly, once they notice it's IPOB meeting ground, there was one Sunday like that. When they got the information, they rounded us up. I told them, don't run. Don't run. Let me answer it. It's only when they make attempt that they must arrest all of us. Then let us go on the offense. But if they want to arrest your leader, let them take me. Because we had faith in our leaders. Not this 419 everywhere. Why am I saying this? Our volunteer job, just video them. And when Nigerian military start jumping out from their van, their helo van, they begin to see people they thought they were strolling by. Everybody bring a camera. One of the policemen saw them. Told them, these people are videoing us. They now become friendly. They use idea and all of them entered their vehicle and drove out. They just behave like if they come to drink water. We didn't have gun. We are not terrorists. But they have conscience. Come and do it today now. IPOB formidable. Idiot to see me on Yahoo. Enter inside Biafra, inside Facebook. Come and do it today. They will shoot all of you without mercy. Why? Because you have sown to the wide wind. Now the wide wind you reap corruption. They couldn't do that. They know we are peaceful. They cannot justify conscience. Even when order was given to them to shoot, they cannot shoot it. Am I telling you we are both? Nature is working in our favor. So the job of volunteer was to give information. The job of volunteer is to manage and arrange the people anytime we have a protest. But before your very eyes, all those noble, humble, gentle, decent volunteers, now they cannot begin to initiate them into criminality. All of them say, no, this is not why we came here. They left. And then China Sanwuru and Nnamdi Kanu went to hire Ambazonia boys. They dropped some in Imo State, some in Calabar, some in Akwa Ibom, some in Delta. They incorporated them, some of our people into this criminal gang. And then they turned to ESM. And when these people see they can't survive in the terrain, Biggie, Dragon, Baby, Ikoso, and others were neutralized. And so they have to go and pay courtesy. That is the stage where everybody now is unknown gunmen. But who are unknown gunmen gunning? Our people. All of you will suffer for it. Who endorse it? Some of our noble people, organizations and group, people who are supposed to be highly intelligent. You sponsor armed struggle. You sponsor terrorism in Biafra land. Do you know if those children are not rehabilitated? If you know, do you know that if those children's life are not looked into, do you know what they are going to become in the nearest future? They are your children age. They are waiting for children on ground here. We are formidable. We are formidable. If those children will give me Biafra, then I will not be a member of that Biafra. If we find ourselves in a position where they have to fight for us to live, and then so be it, But until then, don't initiate the process. All these genuine people, all of them have run away. Only criminals and touts. Look at Simeon Ekpa. Fear no go let and come for Ebonyi State. I know where we they wait for all of them. May not they mumu yourself. If they there, they give you order. Why are you people not sitting at home? I tell you, continue displaying your stupidity. Everything you are doing, the consequence is coming. The people of Biafra are going to rise up very soon, and they will come for all of you. Yes, we want to give you epic brokers. Epic brokers. The epic broker. What are they epicing? What are they broadcasting? I give you order. Kill every governor. Hunt down every senator. Kill every cow. Destroy everybody. Go and look at the list of the happiest people country on earth. For the 5th times, Finland is the happiest country in the whole universe. For the 5th time, Finland is the happiest people, a country of the happiest people in the world. That is where Simeon Ekpa is. People made Finland to be like that. Simeon Ekpa, Nigeria is about 120. We got only 17. Nigeria is happier than only 17 country. Only God knows how that country is. Although why we got to that stage is that Nigerians are suffering and smiling according to Fela. Simeon Ekpa, is that how they are ordering us in Finland? I blame Finland government. Maybe they are part of people. You are seeing all this truth. You were on Enter Biafra. Simeon Ekpa is broadcasting and playing recorded audio. 4 judges, 2 judges in These are people fighting for my own country to give me my own Biafra. Go and look at history of revolutionaries. They may be everything, but they lived for nothing. They lived for everybody. They sacrificed all, and in the end, if they must die, they choose how they die. Most of them know what it was going to be, but the struggle is the glory. Before our very eyes, most of you think you are enjoying it. I tell you, the consequences are coming. Taking reference point from our culture and tradition, we don't get involved in such activities. This is the only way to avoid this negative consequence. The idea behind the broadcast tonight is to remind every Biafrans to be very conscious of what they promote, what they support, and what they do. What are you promoting? Ochemefa is a saboteur. Obidi is a saboteur. My brother, do you have evidence? Is it true? That is why I tell you all the time. We are different group fighting for so much difference. If you bring Ijele to the platform and put me on another platform, I may have to argue so many of his ideology with him from morning till night, and he will do the same thing with me. But whatever Ijele does, it's not about Ijele. To the best of his knowledge, is protecting the interest of the Igbo people. And tonight I say, God bless Ijele. Our ideology are different. As far as you are doing the thing, saying the truth for the good of our people, my brother, the consequence is blessing, long life, blessed generation. I can't quarrel with Ijele. We have our differences. I respect his opinion and he respects my opinion. That is how it should be. How did Ijele got here? I was an IPOB then when Ijele saga was going on. A trafficker, he's a criminal, he's evil. All of you start writing petition against him. They deported him. He went to Abuja. He said, come to Igbo land, we will kill you in Igbo land. And now he goes to radio station in Igbo land. We are yet to see all these idiots, warriors on only Facebook, criminal people everywhere. Who created Ijele? You people have not seen anything yet. But Ijele know he says the truth. And Ijele stand by this truth, irrespective of who it ought is caught. But I know that one day, when every group from Bimozo to LNC to BNA to Mina, the rest pro Biafran group, whether you are running away from the name of Biafra or not, all of us one day, we will sit on the table, round table, to discuss how we overcome. You will see we've all done very well. We just need coordination that will enable us to form one impenetrable unit, like I always tell you, and then we are ready to go. You must ask yourself, what are you promoting? What are you supporting? Some of you at this time, we are doing fundraising, raise money. Who is the unknown gunmen or ESA? Who are they defending in the end? What do you support? And what are you doing? Because there is consequence for your action. One way or the other, nemesis does not fail. This is one truth you should know. This is one truth you should know. This is one truth you cannot run away from. And so I will not waste further time this night. I'll bring this program to an end. But before then, let's try and listen to one audio, and then I can open up. And so those of you who can call in to make your contribution can do so. The video I am playing, there is a lot of dead body in the street somewhere in Delta State. I think I lost the audio. Dead body, a community in Delta State. Just recently, only God knows the boys that went to kill an army man. And then for 3 days now, the army have been in that community, shooting everybody, killing people, dead body everywhere on the street. Consequence. Now, for every community, if you kill an army man, kill as many, any man they see in that community, they will kill you. Any woman they see in that community, be it your wife, be it your grandmother, they will rape them. For the fun of it, they will defile them, defile your land. But they don't have the right to do that, but they are doing it anyway. And then the question should be, can you stop them? Do you have what it takes to resist them? Can you prosecute them? Can you bring them to justice? The answer is no. And so it will be a premature action if you try to confront them in that state. What do? You go back and get ready. You go back and get ready. And when you know you are fully prepared, then you respond to them. But how many of us will understand? And so whatever you choose to do as a Biafra, don't let anybody deceive you. We shall all one time, one way or the other, reap the consequence of our actions. Our lines are open at this moment. Our direct line 081-221-52971. 081-221-52971. And then our WhatsApp line is 070-815-45642. 070-815-45642. But of course, for some reason, you may find it very difficult to call on my direct line. There is an issue with those lines, but I'm working on it. Until then, you feel like contributing and you have access to any of my social media platforms, be free to do that. But if you are able to access any of these studio line, be free to call and make your contribution. It doesn't matter what you have on your mind. On this very note, I will encourage the people of Biafra those of you who are spectators, understand that it's going to take all of us to save all of us. You have a role to play. Don't shy away from your responsibility. And that getting involved will start by you. Looking for a pro-Biafran group, you agree with their ideology, and then identify with them. If you believe in constitutional amendment, if you believe in devolution of power, whatever it is that you believe in, don't shy away. Get involved. All of us must do the needful. I personally welcome you to the Biafra Nation Alliance. Look for the administrators anywhere around the world and join with them. And in case you're finding it difficult to get them, you are free to contact us on any of our studio platform. Our administrators often come on air once in a while to give out their number. Contact them. Our brother Audio Guinea, of course, Dr. Nwokinkwo Canada, Okuonweka Canada, Dr. Nwokinkwo USA, Okum Biafra London, and of course Wanzi Biafra land. On your media platform, just inbox us. You want to come on board, and I'm sure we will be directed on where to begin. We may ask you one or few questions to know how to guide you. Do not be afraid. As far as you are coming through our platform, be rest assured somebody will respond to you. Presidential election 2023 is ongoing, and we've been asking you to get your PVC. If you have not done so, I encourage you, do not relent. We are still Nigerian citizens. You must not forget that. Take advantage of your dual citizenship. You are in Nigeria as well as a Biafran. A lot of things is going to happen in the nearest future, but then it is not yet time to begin to announce all of them. As they unfold, you will get this very message. Like I said the line once again.
Why did you erase the Bite of Biafra from the map of Nigeria? Nobody has a right to erase a name, Bite of Biafra, from the map. Put it back on the map. You have no right to put it back on the map.
Country people, as we prepare for the 2023 general election for inside Biafra land, I won't make you know say Bite of Biafra go return back to the world map. But how this one go take happen? It means say you and I will go put hand together, make we go Colombia our voters card, also known as PVC, for effective and peaceful governance for inside Biafra. This message now from Biafra de facto customary government.
Of course, the message is short and simple.
I called for the creation of the sovereign state of Biafra. It is within my right as a legislator to do that on the floor of the House of Representatives. I don't do it there. Where else do you want me to do? Do you want me to carry arms?
Country bros, as we dey drop news to Nigeria election come 2023 for inside the land of Biafra, make you also know say today they center where they make decision not the only way to restore Biafra, and this now why you go only fit score goal if you there for inside pitch. If you know the inside pitch, forget it. And then why would they tell you make you go get your voters card? Where would they also they call PVC? For now, if you want me to get effective and peaceful governance for inside the Biafra land, and this now why would they encourage you make you go call your voters card, also known as PVC, for effective and peaceful governance for inside Biafra land. The people will bring you this message now. Biafra de facto customary government.
Yes, of course, we continue to progress. You should understand also, those of you in Port Harcourt, you can receive the Biafra Human Rights and Freedom radio station on the relay station FM 100.5. Of course, with some areas in Obiakpo and Ikwere local government. And those of you in Anambra within the Obaru, Mpo, Aziz, down to Onitsha Head Bridge, you can get this signal. You can throw away the messengers, but make proper use of the message. You can listen to Radio Biafra right on Zeno, on app, on Simple Radio, on satellite. And believe me, men and women are working very hard to make sure that this very message will get to every nook and cranny of Biafra land. There are those who are career freedom fighter. They have betrayed the whole process. As far as they call for fund and tell you they want to save you, they are on business. Read as much as we know, fund is required, fund is needed. Somebody have to redeem accountability. Somebody have to be responsible. And in the absence of that, in the absence of rules and laws, we are all savages. And what about if there are rules and laws controlled or manipulated, influenced by certain individuals? And now you see absolute power corrupt absolute. I'm joined by our head of media. Can you hear me, Mazi Chukunonso?
I can hear you loud and clear, my leader.
You're welcome, my brother.
Sir.
You're doing very well, I can assure you that. Welcome to the program. Go ahead, please. Be a
bless you for all you are doing for us. Okay. Good evening, eminent Biafrans all over the world. I am very, very happy to speak to us this evening. And also I want to encourage us as we are hearing the word of God, because that's what it is, because God is truth and that's the gospel. As long as you are hearing this gospel from this platform, I can assure you that you have the right information, you have the right equipment to actually carry this particular struggle to a conclusive end, as our administrator, Jabba George ONYIBE, will always say. So what I want to contribute to what Global Administrator has said so far is that, of a truth, nobody does anything and go without bearing the consequences of his or her actions. Everything we have been seeing in this struggle is as a result of what we had already done by ourselves, directly or indirectly. That find ourselves in this situation of insecurity and insurgency is because the action of a one man that has brought us into this mess. If you say that you are not aware of what happened, that means you have not been listening, or that you are not sincere to yourselves. Because we have made sure that this platform is dishing out truth to the public, so that you will not have any excuse of missing out in any part of what is happening in the struggle. So today we are facing this insurgency because one person decided and create a monster, because in his own word he called it a monster that is already destroying our land. All the energy they are channeling is towards frustrating the progress of Igbo land and the Biafra struggle at large. So what you are promoting, just as our administrator has already said, you have to be very, very careful of what you are promoting. The monster may come back and swallow you tomorrow. issue affair. For those of you that believe in spirit, understand that every cause has an effect. So if you are promoting this something that is not freedom to be given to you, you are more servitude, more slavery. That is why this platform is coming to expunge this criminality away from and take it away, far away from us, because it was never in our character until the struggle. So we have to remove it from Biafra, so that our people in their minds, our people will start repudiating this struggle, the damaged parts. Because if we abandon it, the struggle will continue to deteriorate until we will have nothing more to pride with, and we will be done for. So this platform is here for you to join hand and build, not to destroy. It bleeds my heart anytime I come online and I see how IPONC cronies come and castigate our director, Mazu Chimifo, who is trying to criminalizing the struggle. In quote, that there is a condition that if you stop causing in the Biafra struggle, that this and this will happen, and this will happen. In other words, he's trying to draw you back from continuing path to coming into the right. And I don't understand why these people will continue to casting, because the truth is always bitter. The more you try to tell evil people the truth, they continue to, grow in their evil. But their mistake is that they are not seeing what is coming. There must be a consequence for all their actions. Tomorrow it might look like their own, but they are seeing this in the public domain. At the end of the day, the world will be looking at serious for what we are in, or because we are speaking with different, from different angles, it will now look as if we are not serious. So my encouragement to even those members of IPONC is for them to retrace and remove themselves from that platform, because the more you are in that platform, the more you continue to destroy good efforts from good people. Then my encouragement to all our BNA members is for you to continue to stand strong, for you to find yourself in Biafra Nations Alliance at this heat moment. It is not an accident. God has chosen you to repair the damaged parts in this. So that things don't go out of hand. So you have to continue to stand strong. And I'm urging the public, the neutral people that have not identified themselves with any Biafran family. At least one thing is common between us. We believe in right process, in the due process. We believe in freedom. You have your freedom to exercise your franchise. Don't let anybody to deny that freedom from you, that right from you. Whatever threat they have to they issue, you must have to be strong and defend your right, because it is your right to have good and quality representatives at the representation and governance. So getting your PVC is one way that you can ensure that your right is not being denied from you, or is not being stripped away from you. So we are not asking you to continue to enthrone Fulani government. No, we are asking you to be sure that you are satisfied that the person you have put in that office, that you have confidence in. As a matter of fact, these people are Biafrans too. It is true they are politicians, but we are fighting a political cause. If you are from the Biafran platform, you are also eligible for voting, because it is your right. As a matter of fact, you are a Nigerian by constitution, and by customary you are a Biafran. So it's your right to go and exercise your franchise and make sure that the wrong people are not representing you. We had a case where they had opportunity to vote for amendments of the constitution in order to allow referendum. And because we don't have these people that are actually sympathetic to our cause, they did not vote in support. This is what we are trying to change. If tomorrow we are able to have massive engagement in this struggle, our people will bring out their own representative from within the Biafran family, and it will be a game changer. This is something that we would have done years ago, but somebody wanted to be the god and be the emperor, and everything collapsed from there. So we can make amends. We can start from afresh, as we have already started, and rebuild this struggle that we have brought ourselves out to build. So I'm also encouraging us to make sure that you have your PVC. If you don't have, you have to be asking questions so that you know how to get yours. I know there is a way to register online before you complete the other processes physically. But you have to be interested, one, and you have to make inquiries so that you will not miss out. At the end of the day, you the system that you have actually voted in, not a system that will continually enslave you or suppress you. So this is what I want to say this evening. My administrator, I want to thank you for always standing for us. You are at work, and only God will pay you kindly. He will not allow evil to see you. He will protect you anywhere you go. The hands of the enemy will not touch you, and he will give you wisdom to lead us to the right path. And at the end of the day, God shall be glorified. God bless you, sir.
Thank you, my
God
brother.
bless Biafra Nations Alliance.
God bless Biafra. Thank you.
Bless all members of Biafra Nations Alliance.
You see. Thank you very much, my brother. Sincerely speaking, we are all in this together, as Mazemefo will always say. Your present of all of you in the Biafra nation, I can assure you, is an inspiration to what we are doing. And honestly, we have not even started. We are warming, trying to set the stage. Biafra must be restored. We must go through the processes. We must engage every stakeholder, ranging from consultation to collaboration. We will exploit every avenue. And of course, we understand the challenging moment and dark time like this will come. We'll stand in. When we say we go nowhere, only few understand what we mean. We'll feel the impact whether they understand or not. And so we continue. message is simple this evening. Understand that your action has great consequence. And so as a Biafran, irrespective of the pro-Biafran group you belong to, ask yourself a simple question. If you were to receive the reward of your action as far as this project is concerned, my brother, what do you think will be your reward? And if you know your reward is not going to be a very good one, and then you should begin to walk towards amending your ways. This is not who we are. Every day we keep telling you, these actions are destroying our character. These actions are destroying our image. These actions are destroying our value system. We lament, we cry every day, and of course you are bearing testament to the level of degeneration, bastardization of our cultures and tradition. This is who we are. And maybe in one of these days we look into some of the most important aspect of our culture and tradition that influence everything we do, eventually project who we truly are. They are being let down. We're looking for Biafra. Give us Biafra. Give us Biafra. Give us Biafra. We want to up Nigeria. We don't want to leave Nigeria. We don't want to be Nigeria. But for God's sake, there is a reason between both decisions. And every action we take must be guided by the same principle that gave birth to the formation that we want to leave Nigeria. It cannot be replicated in the same new nation, Biafra. And so you see, we are not doing very well as much as I can see. But yet it's not too late. There are rooms to make amends, and that is all we are asking every Biafran. Reevaluate your stand. Renegotiate your position. Put the interest of our people ahead of yours. Be willing to make a sacrifice. Say the truth even when it hurts. And stand on the right. And of course, we are bringing this program to an end any moment from now. And then I must go ahead to appreciate my brother Chukunonso, who have lended his voice to my broadcast this evening, and of course by extension guiding the Biafran people on what they must do. It is going to take all of us to save all of us. Do not forget about that. As I sign off from here, tomorrow is another day. We'll continue from where we stop. Don't forget, Biafra is the target. Biafra is the destination. Nothing more, nothing less. Good night from here, and God be with all of us.
Yo, Benny J. Sugar Man from the beach. No. Together we gon' make it. Together. Yes, I'm Rock Island exclusive. I'm remembering Biafra. When our people were murdered. And the killers with impunity, yeah. In our freedom we believe in, yeah. Many years have gone by quickly. Years of tears of sorrow and pain. And Biafra is united now. So we gonna fight this war. And so we say, we fight it. We gonna make it. Biafra. We want our freedom. We want our freedom. We want our freedom. We want our Yo, the year 1967, Biafra we are murdered, we're brutally slaughtered. We are still united, we couldn't be divided. But whatever it takes, Biafra is still standing. We only moving forward, we depend on unity. Biafra is involved in every positive activity. We uphold our freedom, Biafra is our nation. To the better days come peace and prosperity. But whatever this year brings, no matter the weather, Biafra's gonna make
As long as we together, and we hope to stand where we ever be together. And to go keep government's gonna make us stand together. And so we say, we fighting, we are gonna make it. Biafra, we want our freedom, want our freedom. We gonna make it. We want our freedom, we want our freedom.
There is only one indigenous broadcaster championing the cause for the restoration of Biafra. Biafra Human Rights Radio. Of course, unstoppable and remains the beacon of truth. It has been so since yesterday, and it is today and forever.